Reporter Tim Ronka is live at the Bryant Park overpass. What are you seeing out there now, Tim?
Hey, Amy and Juan, I trust that you guys are very warm inside. It is very cold out here. Now, thankfully, those conditions you just heard from Sergeant Vic, we're not really seeing that in this area right here. If you take a look behind me here, this is 95 north and south, and everything moving along just fine at this time. The roads have been treated, and so that's been a good sign for drivers in this area, but there are some delays getting off the state. Now, take a look on the actual overpass now. As you know, overpasses are always the first to get some of those accumulations and freeze up. You can see that we have significant accumulation here already. Able to get a good group of that there in my glove. So certainly conditions off the interstates and some of those major roads are where you're not going to want to be right now. Now, I had a chance to get a look inside the Traffic Control Operations Center for VDOT earlier today. Now, what goes on in here is they are fully staffed. They have their crews on 24 hours a day, and they are monitoring all those conditions from those cameras you can see there. They are taking a look at where they need to send out trucks to go to for sand. They're also taking a look at where some accidents may be, if they have to get road rangers out there. So a lot of things going on in that control center, but most importantly, they have one simple message for riders out there today.
We anticipate this evening and afternoon to become dangerous, so if you don't have to be out, just stay home.
And that's the message you've been hearing, of course, from the governor, from the mayor, others. Of course, Sergeant Vic just told that if you don't have to be out here, obviously that is the best case scenario for you. We're going to stay out here and monitoring road conditions. Until then, in Richmond, Tim Ronka, 8 News.
Tim Ronka, who's been live for us this evening at the Bryant Park overpass. Tim, still snowing, still cold.
You called it, Juan. Back to you. No, I'm just kidding. It is certainly, that is still the case right now. And actually, I can tell you that over the last hour, I've been out here since 4:30. It's really started to accumulate. Take a look here at this barricade here that looks out over the overpass. This wasn't here an hour ago. Now I'm able to get almost what looks like at least half an inch off the ground. You can see that here on the ground. This is the sidewalk area and overpass. A lot of accumulation here already. Now back out on the interstates, it doesn't look as bad there right now. Take a look, 95 is pretty clear right now, but traffic moving a lot slower than it usually does. Now, I got an inside look today at the VDOT Traffic Operations Center, and they are, of course, on full staff. They are on 24-hour shifts. They are keeping an eye on everything that needs to be done with this storm, whether it's getting a plow out to a location or it's getting salt or sand down where something has just been plowed. They're also taking a look at those accidents, monitoring, getting crews out to those scenes as well. A lot is going on, but they have one simple message to those of you wanting to drive tonight.
We anticipate this evening and afternoon to become dangerous, so if you don't have to be out, just stay home.
Again, VDOT echoing the warnings of many others, including the governor, who have told you it is probably best to stay home. We're going to stay out here monitoring conditions. For now, I'm in Richmond. Tim Ronka, 8 News.
Thank you, Tim. Well, if you continues our team coverage now, he is live in Richmond. Tim?
Hey guys, yes, I've been here at the Bryant Park overpass since about 4:30. When I first got here around 4:30, it was pretty clear, wasn't too bad yet, but that has really started to deteriorate over time. If we can take a look here, you can see this barricade. Now, just about a half hour ago when I was last on camera, I was able to clear some of this off. Well, it's all back, so that tells you how it's all coming down. Really wish I'd worn my gloves when I did that just now. Got out of the car pretty quick there. One other thing I also want to point out to you is I-95, which is right here behind me. Traffic is moving very, very slow. Low visibility. You can tell that traffic probably moving, I would guess, about 30 to 40 miles per hour. So while it may look okay on this shot right here, once you're actually down there on that road, it's going to be a little bit different for you now. I talked to VDOT earlier today. You're going to start seeing plows out soon because they do not start plowing until about 2 inches are on the ground. So keep an eye out for those. Of course, they're going to hit those big roads first and then get into the neighborhoods later on. We're going to stay out here for you and keep you covered in this winter storm. Back inside to you guys.
All righty.
On this winter weather that is blanketing the area, crews all over the area.
Tim Ronka, one of them. He's posted over I-95 at the Bryant Park interchange. Tim?
That's right, Juan. Conditions continue to get worse out here. I've been trying to clear this barricade off. You've seen me do this before. About 20 minutes ago, I did. It came back, so that tells you how fast all the snow is coming back. I also want to show you real quick I-95. You're looking at the southbound lanes coming towards you here. A lot less cars on the road right now. Cars moving very slow. In fact, it looks like a very thick layer forming of snow on the interstates. So, of course, be careful if you're heading out there right now. I would say visibility is very low as well. Live in Richmond, I'm Tim Ronka. I'll send it back inside to you guys where it's nice and warm.
All right. Thank you, Tim.
Welcome back. Let's return now to I-95 and 8 News reporter Tim Rock. He hasn't been too happy out there.
I know, he's been a little chilly. How are things looking out there now, Tim?
Well, you know, guys, I had just done a live shot. I went into the truck. It was all warm and cozy inside there, and I'm told I got to come back outside. But you know what?
We're just checking in on you.
I am happy. I know. I'm happy to do that. You know, who doesn't like being standing outside in the snow? Let's take another look here at 95. And as I pointed out earlier to you, oh, we have some plows coming through. Action shot here. Look at that. That has been the scene throughout the night. Very, very slow traffic and low visibility. Now, thankfully, in this stretch, we haven't seen too many problems, so that's a good thing to hear.
We're back now with an update on this winter storm that is blowing all across Central Virginia. Take a look at just how dangerous conditions are right now. This car burning on 95 southbound. This is near the Bryan Park overpass. Of course, we have team coverage of tonight's nasty weather. Reporters are stationed all over town.
And let's begin with 8 News reporter Tim Ronca, who's not far from that burning car or where the burning car was. We see the lights behind you, Tim.
Hey, Juan, yeah, we still have a scene here. We're at the Bryan Park overpass 95. This is southbound right near 195. I'm going to step out of the shot here so you can take a look. Over the last 10, 15, 20 minutes, we have heard constant sirens, and we've seen tons of fire trucks rush to the scene here. Up until about 10 minutes ago, as you saw in that video, that car was fully engulfed. Now, we don't know exactly what caused it. I've been up here at the overpass. I wasn't down there when it happened. But it's safe to say something happened that set the car on fire, and they have what it looks like right now, 95 completely shut down, at least southbound in that direction. So something to keep in mind if you're coming back through this area. Now back up here on the overpass, and if you've been following 8 News, I've been out here since about 4:30 this afternoon. We have really started to see a lot of snow accumulate here. You know, you can see here on the barricade a good amount has accumulated on the ground, things like that. This is actually how the secondary roads all look here. So that is something to keep in mind if you're heading out on the roads tonight. 95, of course, is no picnic either, but these secondary roads certainly have a lot of snow on the ground as well. I'll send it back inside to you guys.
Alrighty, thanks very much, Tim. 8 News reporter Tim Ronca was not far from that fire. He has more on the accident itself and efforts to keep roads clear tonight. Tim?
Well, Juan, Christina, we've been out here at the Bryan Park overpass all night. That was probably the most excitement we saw, and I would actually like to say that's probably the silver lining on this whole snowstorm, because it's been pretty quiet. Take a look out here onto I-95. Other than this little burst of cars you've seen right now, it's actually been relatively quiet. We haven't seen a whole lot of people out, which means that they are heeding those warnings, and that is certainly good to hear, but it was certainly quite the scene earlier today. Come back over here now, actually. I want to show you some of the accumulations that we have had here. Right now, we are looking at about 5 inches. I think I just moved some of it with my feet. So probably, well, that's the wrong side of the stick, but I can minus there. Okay, it's about 4 inches that we have there. Now, getting back to that accident that I talked about earlier, that was just one of many incidents that VDOT and state police crews were taking a look at throughout the duration of this storm. Now, VDOT earlier told me today they have all their crews out on 12-hour shifts. They have everyone monitoring this from their command center, where they are taking a look at areas that need to be plowed, where they need to get road rangers out to assist motorists that are on the side of the road. They're going to continue that throughout the night, and of course, they're monitoring this storm just like the rest of us are. Now, I also want to point out that for the first time tonight, I am fully clothed. I'm wearing gloves and a hat. So thank you to everyone who tweeted me and asked if I was warm enough. I am warm enough now, but happy to be out here covering this for you. I'm going to pass over now to Parker Slaybaugh, who is driving, and he has more on our 8 News coverage.